Hello there. Welcome to the Women's Eye Podcast. I'm Stacey Gualandi. Hey, it's time to build your money power, right? This episode of our Building Money Power series is brought to you by CASCO Financial Group in Phoenix, Arizona. CASCO's president, Catherine Scrivano, started her business to help people create the financial strength to achieve their dreams. Hello, Catherine. Great to be
Hello,
back with
Stacey.
you. I'm the Women's
Thanks. It's great
Eye.
to be here.
Well, this is great. And this is an interesting topic today because
Mhm.
you are here to say, over the long term, families who talk money together make more money together.
Mhm.
And you can do that with a simple family workshop, or what I like to call a family financial forum. Okay, so what exactly is a family workshop? And in this day and age, is it easy to get the family together?
Well, you and I are talking virtually right now. We're not in the same room. So it's actually kind of easier than ever as families are dispersed throughout the country or even the world. If there's a reason to connect, this is a great way to do it.
Exactly. Now, is this something with your business? Do you encourage this a lot? Do you see this a lot, or do you have
Absolutely.
families that are having issues and then get them together and things kind of tend to work themselves out?
Well, we talk to families very often who say that they wish that they could get on the same page with their kids. They wish they could educate their children, and that could be young kids to grown adult children. So often there is a taboo around having financial conversations, and that works to the detriment of everyone. So we developed a way in which we kind of facilitate financial and family meetings, but we've also created a kind of a cheat sheet that might give you some stimulation and create the script that will allow you to have, which I'm going to steal, by the way, the Family Financial Forum. I love alliteration.
We love alliteration,
Um,
right?
I do puns and alliteration. I'm a happy girl. But we've created and are happy to share. I think the Woman's Eye is going to make it available on the website to just kind of create a structure, a sample script, and then obviously the family will use their own identity to customize it. But as we've gone through this over the years, we've had nothing but positive results. We're so proud of it and happy when folks do it.
All right, so that's good. So, it's over the Thanksgiving table or the Christmas table, and yes, sit together, and then like somebody will have the idea, let's do this. So it's not as hard as it sounds.
No, not hard at all. Now, actually, in the distraction of the holidays may not be the time to actually conduct the meeting. However, what a great gift it would be to your family to say, you've done some research, some work around this, you feel like it would be valuable for the family, and therefore you are going to host and facilitate, or maybe even have us facilitate. We're happy to do that for longtime clients. And we love all of our clients, so we tend to love their families as well and are proud to do this.
This is great. So what's the first step? Obviously, you get each family member together, whether it's
Mhm.
virtually or some together. But you want them to get together and start exploring certain topics and things like that. So, I guess it's like their values, concerns. What exactly are you?
We
How do you want
start
them to start it all
everything.
out?
We start everything from a place of values, and it's kind of fun to watch families identify what they recognize immediately as the family values, and others that someone else within the family may say, "Oh, my observation is our family thinks this is important," and everyone else looks at them and goes, "Really?" But this is the opportunity to bring to the family what you see in the family, and it's again, it's always a great experience. Examples might be, someone might say, "When I think of my family, I think of love or fun." My family is very, very concerned about education being a priority. I can tell you in my family, it's honesty and food. Those are the two things. No matter what else we bring to the table, those
And
two
you're
are the
very honest about your
consistency.
love of food.
And not shy about it either. Some people, some families we've seen very often where a very core value is service. And as a family, they want to be able to say, our family has extended its love to the community. So identifying those and learning what everyone thinks, uh, that in itself is a valuable lesson, but it's a great foundation to get everything else built on.
And obviously, do you have one person kind of writing everything down for everybody,
Well,
or
and
does
again,
everybody
that's
write it
kind of,
down?
yeah, sometimes that's the role that we take is we're more of a facilitator and a note keeper. Again, if you're doing this virtually, you might record your Zoom meeting and then go back and transcribe.
Hmm.
But it can be done any other way. One thing that I do kind of want to stress, though, is as you think about this, include everybody, regardless of age or experience, and take everybody seriously. Sometimes the very youngest person is the most profound person. So make sure that
Ah,
you acknowledge everyone.
is there an age limit, as
Not
far
in
as the
my
young
book.
to the oldest?
Not in my book. If you feel this is important, just think how great it is to communicate that importance at a very young age to a family member. So they're just hardwired to think that addressing the family values and living up to them is important. You may have to drag the teenagers or some of
Yeah, right.
the rebels in reluctantly, but I promise once they're involved, they love it.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it is good to start them young, thinking about money, financial, my family, we didn't do that.
Yeah.
We were sort of, yeah, kind of, I wish that they had. But so once, they start identifying their concerns, their values, whether it's, education, love, honesty, food, those kinds of things, hard work, service. The next step is then discussing, I guess, those value
Yeah.
lists together.
Well, think about those values now that we know what they are. Now let's start screening decisions and opinions through those values. And let's start a conversation about wealth. And I know that wealth implies a ton of money to most people, but not everyone. And that's an opportunity for each person who's participating to say, what does wealth represent to you? For many, wealth is very simply meeting needs, meeting the basic needs, because perhaps they've had an experience in which those needs weren't met. Um, Maybe wealth means philanthropy, a number of things. So going around and talking to each family member and letting them contribute their thoughts about what is wealth. You can talk about what is worth saving for, delayed gratification versus what do we need right now.
Yes.
A great opportunity to talk about debt. And I find so often that attitudes around debt are very familiar. Familiar. What am I
Yeah.
going to say? Family oriented.
Family.
You know, my father told me if I couldn't afford to pay cash, I couldn't have it. That we hear that type of thinking very often, and it makes sense to say those things out loud and see if we as a family unit kind of continue to adopt those, or maybe our life experience has led us to different conclusions. But talking about mistakes that we've made,
Yeah.
lessons that you've learned the hard way, or just in life in general, times when delayed gratification or persistence paid off. And I think describing hard times is valuable too. I'm at an age where my grandchildren look at my family, look at our home, etc., and they think, oh, grandma's always been very wealthy. And they have no idea grandma at one time, had to choose between buying groceries and paying the electric bill. Explaining to
Wow.
them
Yeah.
that a lot of what we've accumulated has been hard earned and often learned the hard way, and they can avoid those hard lessons if they listen to grandma.
Yeah. I mean, I can think of right now friends of mine who are struggling with their older parents that would have been a perfect thing if they had sat down at one point in the past and talked about what it looks like for the future, in terms of
Mhm.
their their financial situation once they are in their 80s and 90s. It seems like this is something that would be very beneficial for
It's
everybody to get
wonderful.
those,
You and I,
among other things, to get those things on the table,
well,
right?
you and I have talked in the past about a way to approach our parents if we have concerns about our parents' financial well-being. And this being broad enough, encompassing the whole family, these you can express your concerns. What are your concerns about your parents or your grandparents? Um, what how do you like to be approached? And this is an
Oh,
opportunity
yeah.
perhaps for your parents to say, this is a way that I would prefer to be approached and considered, it would still be considered respectful versus a confrontation over, mom, you're messing up. um, but you can kind of make those things clear, and then if you have to have those subsequent conversations, guess what, you know how to do it.
Yeah. You've already started the process. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be able to do that effectively. And some of the clients that you've had, is there any particular where they did really go from oof, bad situation to good? Is this a big part of it, the wealth topic?
Having the family meeting is probably one of the most constructive things that you can do as a family, setting expectations, busting through the taboos, and doing it in this way. It's a very safe space because everybody's opinion and experience is welcome. So there's not a lot of judgment, and there is rarely anyone who gets insulted or ends up with hurt feelings,
Mhm.
because it's very much about developing that financial and family mission statement.
Now, in addition to wealth discussion, one is just literally connecting with your family. That's another
Yeah.
approach, right? Maybe we don't.
Hmm.
I think we think of families now dispersed everywhere and everybody on cell phones and that kind of thing. That
Yeah.
um,
Leave the cell phones behind, please.
yeah, like
They're
that
not
whole
invited to the meeting.
the concept of sitting at the dinner table together. I don't know. That seems to be
Uh-huh.
a thing of the past, but that's a big thing, is being able to connect with your family on a really deeper level.
Hmm.
What do you mean by
Yeah.
that? What
And
does that mean?
well, I think the connection, I kind of think it's good to make this an assignment, that what we would like to do is develop a family mission statement. And if any of you have ever looked at the company that you work for, they undoubtedly have their mission statement on their website. It's a very good place for corporations to touch base and make sure that they are consistently staying within the guidelines of the mission statement. This is our goal for our company. You can do something very similar with your family and develop the family mission statement to help you live very intentionally, very consciously, and embrace those values. And one of those values is, how do we spend our money? How do we treat our money? And if everyone is able to contribute to this, it's going to help as a family. It's also going to help everyone individually as well. They're going to learn and identify some things that they probably wouldn't have otherwise, may not apply to the family mission statement, but by golly, it's going to help them make decisions.
Absolutely. What is there a good sample of something like that? That uh, when it comes to sitting down, because a lot of times maybe people don't necessarily even know what a mission statement might be.
Mhm. Well, Google mission statement. Do it before, because you weren't allowed to bring the phone to the
Oh, that's
family
right.
meeting. But
Or it could
but
be on the forms too. Yeah.
understand that the definition of the mission statement really is probably only going to be one or two sentences.
Okay.
And this is taking our attitudes around money and applying them to our values that we identified in the first step. And you should be able to say in one or two sentences what the family mission statement might be. It might be, for instance, let's say our values included love and adventure.
Hmm.
Maybe community service is important. So you'd be saying, we as a family want to live a life of love, compassion, and adventure in a way that supports our community. strengthens our character, helps us grow closer as a family. You can put that up on the refrigerator, look at
Yeah.
that every day, and remember to screen financial decisions in support of that family mission statement.
That just so focuses everybody.
Hmm.
Everyone is on the same page in
Hmm.
agreement. Obviously, they put that together, but that becomes their mantra, right? So,
And I'm quite serious about posting it on the refrigerator or in your children's room or someplace where everyone could see it so regularly that it becomes very ingrained. And then the second part of that is I'd like you to review it regularly too, because it and the rest of your life will change. And so as a family, coming together, reviewing the mission statement, making sure it's still relevant,
yeah.
um, and keeping it fresh, because posting something on the refrigerator that you look at every day may keep you from really absorbing it every day. So freshen it up once in a while. It should be a living document that responds to your experiences.
So that's great. So I'm kind of to summarize all of this, obviously, uh, get your family together, say,
Hmm.
we're going to do this. And then
Uh-huh.
a lot of it is writing down your values, but and concerns and goals, but also it's dealing with wealth conversations, connecting with your family,
Does that sound
developing.
fun?
Yeah, it could be fun. Developing that
It's very
family
fun.
mission statement alone, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, and then also just like you said, reviewing it regularly. That really
I
is.
I think that's critical. This is not a one and done, but hopefully, and my prediction is that it will be such a positive experience that you're anxious to do it again. So this may be a reason to get together other than, the traditional holidays. And a lot of times holidays were split between in-laws, families, et cetera, et cetera. This may be, because it's so focused, a reason to gather that you wouldn't have thought of otherwise. And that's always a good thing, right?
Yes. Is there one well, you no names, but is there one family that you thought they are just prospering? Because we said that the families that talk money together make more money together. So
Yep.
you've seen that at least once?
Well, I've got one client in mind right now. His parents were my clients, and they were brilliant about making very clear what their values were and what the intentions for the assets that they had accumulated were. They're gone. Their son is my client, and often when we are talking about dollars that he inherited from his parents, as we talk about what to do, he's the one who always brings up, this feels consistent with the legacy that they left me. Or sometimes he's thinking about and says, that's inconsistent with our family mission statement, and I'm going to need to take some time to think about it. I mean, all these years, and every time he does it, I shed a couple tears and think your parents would
Oh,
be so
so
proud. And
proud.
he is modeling this to his children now as well. So
Fantastic.
throughout the generations, there's been an impact to this very simple, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, doesn't take a lot of effort. It's such a positive thing. Again, you're going to want to keep revisiting it. And now look, it's into the third generation right now.
Yes. So the most important thing you want to tell our dearest gentle listeners and viewers is really the call to action is just make that call to the family, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. If you see value in it, you'll be able to communicate the value to them. And again, the Women's Eye is going to have a document that we're providing that kind of gives an outline of all the things that we have talked about. It's your mission statement is not going to look like what you're showing you, but there's some prompts and you'll be able to customize, make it your own. And I would love to hear if it gets through a few generations. That would make me very happy. Let me
It'd
know.
make me happy too, and that's great. And it's all going to be right there on paper, and everyone's going to be part of
Yeah.
making that a reality. So, well,
Yeah.
Catherine, Scrivano, thank you. This is
Thank you,
always such
Stacey.
great financial advice and help. And obviously for those of you wanting to know more about Catherine and financial facts and to find out more about her, just go to thewomenseye.com. And you'll just happen to find a few other things there on the website. We have the book 20 Women Changemakers. You just shop wherever you buy books and at changemakersbook.com. And we have 20 Women Storytellers at womenstorytellersbook.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter and YouTube channel. And again, Catherine, thank you. I feel like all these families are going to be like coming together right away.
Oh, I hope so.
Exactly. To all of you tuning into the Women's Eye podcast, keep building your money power. I'm Stacey Gualandi. Remember, it's the world as we see it.